Is our research comprehensive?
Nope. Have we tried multiple deck boxes for comparison?
Absolutely not.
I love it. Welcome to Goblin Reserve. Today we're going to talk about
why Quiver is the best deck box to take to events.
I'm going to question that statement, but we'll get back to that.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. So here we go.
Let's do it.
When were we supposed to do this video, honey? Dynasty?
Maybe.
It was around when Dynasty released, I believe, was when we bought these quivers.
Yeah.
So we just returned from New Zealand.
We did.
And this has been a deck box that I have taken to many events, and they just so happen to be full. And so I was like, what better time to review them than when they're full of stuff?
What the better time?
So I wish we had the B-roll. No idea what happened to it. Do you have any idea what happened to it? No idea. This, however, is the Quiver. I believe the company is called Quiver Time.
It is.
And this is the Quiver, this is the Bolt.
It is pink.
And
it is purple.
Here's some information. This is my favorite color that they have. This is her favorite color that they have.
Man, I'm going to debate that too, because when I looked at the colors, they had like a teal color, and I was very interested, but I couldn't have time to touch it.
Okay, anyway, so we're going to go over some numbers here. So apparently the Quiver will hold either 1350 or 750, sleeved or unsleeved or sleeved, 9 deck boxes, and is 17.5 inches long. I just wanted to give you guys numbers. I don't know if that's going to mean anything to anyone. This one is either 800 unsleeved or 4...
What's it called?
I already called it the Bolt. Here, go ahead, miss. What's it called?
It's G-Bolt. Thank you.
I don't think any... No.
Yes. Okay. So, in mine, thank you, Mr. Numbers, you can hold 800 unsleeved.
Mm-hmm. I can hold 750 sleeved.
I can hold 450 sleeved. Because I'm not trying to be 750 sleeved.
Well, I mean, you don't really play as much.
I can hold 4 deck boxes because I don't know why I need 9 deck boxes. 9.
Is it 9?
It's 9.
Holy moly.
You can't even read.
That's a lot of deck boxes. Do we know what size deck box that is, though?
That's the standard single...
the 60?
Yeah, the singles, like, it holds 1 dragon shield.
You're doing great. You're doing great. So it'll hold 9 of this size, you're saying? You didn't do very good research on this.
I read the website.
Anyway, you guys aren't here for practical specs because no one really cares about that. This part probably got skipped, right?
This is like a price difference.
There is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Usually, without any sales, this one is twice the price.
Really?
Right. Yes, it's closer to about $80. But
Do you know if they're always on sale? I don't remember what we paid for them. It's been so long.
It fluctuates, you know.
Okay.
And right now, this one is only $55. Yours.
And this one is?
$44.
Wow. So for $11, twice the size, basically?
Yeah. They do both come in the same 8 colors, so there are no variations from colors. That is what it is.
You know what we didn't do research on? I have no idea what this thing is called. We're going to insert that now. And this comes in these colors. And it costs this much. I'm not just pointing. This is going to be edited into the video later, so they're actually going to see this. So yeah, I don't know what this thing is. Pretty interesting, but we'll talk about that probably after we talk about the cards. But basically, this is this is what it looks like when I'm at events. I slap this over my shoulder, and I've got this little thing here that hangs out under my beard, and yeah, that's how you see me at events.
Such a nerd. This is coming out of my backpack or out of Hank's backpack, and it randomly comes out. I pull things out of it and throw it back onto the ground. It's abused.
So you can see, like, I like to use mine with a shoulder strap, and she likes to use hers with a wrist strap. And so both of those are included in the packaging, along with some other things. So we'll just kind of...
Yeah, because mine came with a shoulder strap.
Yeah,
I just
but
chose
you don't
not
like
to use it.
So let's go ahead and crack into yours first and see what you had at this last event.
Now, we went to a world premiere.
World premiere where we played Sealed.
Sealed.
So if you guys aren't familiar with Flesh and Blood, Flesh and Blood is the greatest card game in existence. You should be playing it.
Agreed.
And we were in New Zealand for the world premiere of it. And at the world premiere, you're basically just playing Sealed decks.
First off, most needed thing. Chapstick.
Chapstick, sure.
100%.
Oh, look, there's your shoulder strap.
I do have a shoulder strap.
There's the shoulder strap.
That's where I tucked it. I usually will leave it home if I can.
I think I packed it because I didn't know if you would need it in New Zealand.
Every quiver or bolt comes with...
2?
2.
2 of those.
Acrylic.
So one matches the color of your device, I think, or your bag, and then the other one is random? Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't know what mine are.
No.
I never use them.
You don't have a pink one.
No, I don't. I have a red one and a black one.
Yeah.
So they're just random, maybe. I don't know.
Then you also have...
That did not come with it.
Ignore that. I don't know where that came from.
This is from the Professor This is Game Genix.
My bad.
Something divider. These things are fantastic, by the way.
The little
I know
squishy
this isn't a
dividers.
review on these, but these are fantastic.
So I
think I just
played.
destroyed that card.
Awesome. I played in a total of 3 sealed. Yeah, it's a Majestic.
No. Oh no, I damaged a Majestic. Oh, that's so sad. Anyway, go ahead.
I think I played in a total of 3 sealed events because I did UPF.
This is not all your cards.
No, it's not all my cards. What I ended up doing is because I need to bring my own sleeves. I'm glad I did because there was a time where it wasn't there. I would leave my cards that I got sleeved in the box and put the box in there so it would hold whatever sleeves I had left over along with my entire deck for the event. And then these would be my bulk extra. These are sleeved Majestics and foils and special cards over here.
So this is, we were getting ready to come home. We wanted to sleeve all our important stuff, yep.
Yeah. And then except for my last round where you just decided to
destroy
murder
that
things.
Majestic. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
And
Thank you
then
for
I
letting me destroy
carry,
that.
I was supposed to be carrying more dice, but I only ended up carrying 2 big dice and then 4 regular dice. But you see I have more room for more, and that's where my chapstick holds.
Yeah, so the neat thing about these is these actually have these dividers that are Velcro, so you can pull them out and...
it's quite simple.
Are you going to?
Oh yeah, it took me 2 seconds. I changed it multiple times in New Zealand.
So this just comes out. She dropped dice on the ground. So it just comes out and it is Velcro on one side and not the other. So what I like to do is I will fold it up to where the Velcro is just straight up against it, find out what I need to press it against, and then I will mold it to that. So now it is directly against this. Boom, this is now a perfect storage size. And yeah, there you go.
And you can run without any of them. It also has this cushion on this side.
Oh yeah, this the end ones?
Yes, I don't like them, but they do have them.
I don't know if I like them or not. I know that was a pain in the butt. They also have 2 of these. These are your edge dividers. I don't really know if I care about them or not either.
Right.
But I believe I keep mine in, at least on one end.
And when we did initially get these, they came with a pack of penny sleeves. And I think we already used those.
Oh yeah, they're not actually penny sleeves. They're actually a hard sleeve.
Yeah.
So we'll get onto that because I actually have those in my bag.
Yes, you do. So that is the bolt. The bolt is small and compact for the non-crazy people who do not want to carry around thousands of cards at one event. Only
All right,
4
so
boxes.
now we say that these are the best for events, and that's because we are side event players, right?
Side events.
And so we end up with a lot of bulk that we bring home. We've started bringing less home now that we understand what bulk is. So now we're just bringing home foils and rares are higher.
What are you doing?
I was trying to adjust this because I'm crazy and wasting time. But anyway, so we like to do a lot of side events, and so we come home with a lot of cards. And so these may not be perfect if you're just bringing one deck to play with, and that's it. But for us, we like to do a lot of sides, and so this is my layout. These are all bulk. These are all bulk here. I really like this inside of the quiver because it allows me to adjust the size of these compartments without adjusting the compartment itself. So these pretty much stay the way they are. Just like her, I have my setup like this as well, where I've got my big dice here at the end with some little dice. And those seem to stay pretty well. And then I've got a bunch of bulk here. And then here I've got a few decks that I think I played at the end of the weekend. So you've got this deck here, which was my alpha deck, and this deck here, which I think was the last deck that I played with. And then actually this is probably the last deck I played with, yeah. So you can see these are like cards that we picked up, and then this was the actual deck that I last played with. So I like to just throw them in there. Oh, look at that. Marble Kasai. So anyway, yeah, those are that when I play, I normally have like this compartment here will be the compartment that I have, and I'll put my deck in there, and then the size morph divider, that's what it's called. I'll put that in there to do that. I don't use mine. Mine came with more dividers, it looks like, because mine's bigger. It does have the edge there. It does have the edge there. So I do have my edges in. And yeah, it just allows you to take so many cards where you don't have to worry about bringing, you know, a 400 count box or an 800 count box. And the events we went to when we didn't have this were miserable getting cards home.
Yeah.
This just makes it fantastic.
The other thing, this has raised up sides right here. See?
Okay.
So when you go to close it, you're like, oh, there's like it's tall, right? Well, if you didn't have your stuff there, it actually is not tall. It still closes without crushing.
Well, so that is actually, I'm going to disagree with you there.
Why?
This is actually my one negative about this quiver, is that this most certainly affects this. Because you look at these cards actually stick out slightly higher than the edge of the quiver. And so if you put anything in here at all, it affects these cards.
So maybe this should have been on the outside.
So I don't know. I think maybe the top should have been taller. But if you stick anything that protrudes at all, like this little teeny notepad, it actually protrudes enough that it does affect cards.
Oh.
So yeah, when you put anything in here, like if you were to put dice or anything in here, you'd have to have an open slot or it will damage it. Especially like these boxes, because these boxes stick up even more. These boxes stick up even more over the top. If you have something thick on this side, it will absolutely crush this box. So that is my one negative, is that as cool as this is, there's only so much you can stick in here because there is no extra like give. I mean, you've got about that much, and you've got about that much on the other side, and then things will get crushed if they're in here. But yeah, so it came with. So this is the sleeve that it comes with. You can see it's a little thicker than a penny sleeve. A penny sleeve is very fragile and floppy, so you can see it's actually a little. Actually, that's an inner sleeve. I think I'm lying to you right now.
I have no idea.
This is the sleeve that it comes with, yeah. So this is a penny sleeve here, very flimsy, very floppy. These are the sleeves that came with the quiver itself, so they're very rigid. You can see they're very rigid. I don't think I'd want to use these for anything, but they are nice for bringing home like cold fulls or special cards, because they give it a little bit of rigidity that'll keep your cards safe. But I don't think I would use them in a deck or anything like that. But they are a slight upgrade to penny sleeves, in my opinion, when it comes to actually transporting your expensive cards for the weekend, the hits that you've had.
What is at the bottom of your quiver?
Oh, those are stickers.
Oh.
So yeah, so you can fit extra stuff in there. So normally this compartment's empty, and this is where I put my decks. I'll put my deck with a size morph and the cards that I'm not using in my pool. That's normally where that'll go, but because this was bulk, that's just kind of where that stuff went. But yeah, this thing has been to many different states, through many different airports, and many different backpacks and luggage. I've got a few dents, I think, right here.
Yep.
But other than that, this thing holds up great.
You do have that weird...
it does have a warranty.
You do have that weird
I do have a weird stain. I don't know what that is. But these things hold up great. They travel well. And it just, in my opinion, for what we use it for, it is the best deck box for taking to travel to events.
It is easy to deal with TSA with these as well, because when they scan them and they're like, well, I want to see it, you just pull it out.
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite thing about this is the strap, because I'm not having to carry a backpack when I go to events by myself. And I literally just throw it over my shoulder, and then you can actually swing it around if like someone wants to look at a card you have, and it'll just be on your shoulder, and you can open this, and it just makes things very easy.
Like he's carrying a baby.
Yeah, it is. It's just like carrying a baby. And then this, we'll go over this quickly before the end of the video. This is really neat because this just folds up.
It is non-rigid.
So it will just go with your body. And so when I've got it over my shoulder, it'll just kind of bend. It does have a dice tray at the top. I do have dice in there, but I probably would never like use this as a dice tray. I just kind of threw dice in it the first day I got it, and have just kind of left them there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I discovered them in New Zealand.
It does have dice, but I don't really, this isn't where I go for my dice, but this is a neat way to keep dice separate. But it works really well. And you can see it gives you a little window to see if you store your playmat the other way, you'll actually be able to see the image. And now that I've done this, I'm never going to get this back in. But yeah, love this thing. Amy does not have one.
I do not.
Do you regret not having one?
Yes and no sometimes, because it's just it's bigger than my bolt.
Yeah.
So it would have been a little strange for me.
But we have to carry this thing.
Yeah.
And this is awful. When you're trying to pack this in a backpack or a bag, it doesn't move. So it is very stiff, very rigid, and a pain in the butt to carry around. So I will say, based on all the trips that I've done without her, I love having this because it just
probably
folds and is
I
very
could probably
nice.
definitely use this, and I would probably enjoy it and like it a lot, simply because of its ability that I wouldn't have to take the rigid one. It would just be figuring out the comfortability spot of, do I want it on a body strap or not? So
Yeah, I used to hang mine actually off the box, so it would
Yeah.
just kind of, it would just, you can't really see in the camera here, but it would just kind of flop on its own. And then I found that putting it actually on the full strap itself was fine because it bends and conforms to your body.
So
The one negative I would say about this thing though is there's a lot of fraying. I don't know if you can see that. See this? There's a lot of fraying, and I don't know if that's actually going to cause this thing to fall apart or not. But there's a lot of fraying on every stitched edge. So you can see it almost every stitch has that fraying. And so I don't know if that's going to be a problem in the future.
I would say we could put some
But it
flame
hasn't
to
been a
but-
problem yet.
So the question, did he convince me that the Quiver is in fact the best ever? Maybe. That's yet to be seen though, because I don't have all the data yet.
What I would say is if you're just carrying a deck and you're just going to a tournament, maybe something like this would be cool. We got this from Metal Fab Tokens, and this is just a single deck box. You can hold basically one deck and your cold foils, and this is probably great. However, because when I go to events, I don't like to carry extra stuff. I just carry this on my back with my playmat, and everything's here. My dice, my score pad, my decks, everything that I have is in here, all one.
Yeah.
She likes to carry a backpack, and so she doesn't really treat hers as I do. She
No.
treats hers more like a standard deck box. So maybe she would enjoy a standard deck box more.
I don't know.
But when it comes to traveling, I don't think that there is a better product on the market because it is literally an all-in-one solution. Like I said, my only downside of this is that top part really isn't great for carrying anything thick because it will actually damage your cards. But yeah, hope you guys found some value to this at all. We had a much better video planned, and life, kids, things happen. So hopefully this was good enough for you. Hopefully you got some information, and hopefully this helps you make a decision.
Till next time,
Till next
goblins.
time, peace.